What's going on today, guys? We're going to do a little tips video, back for blood, specifically campaign, because campaign can be kind of a pain, especially if you're playing on nightmare mode. You'll find even hard mode is kind of a pain, because friendly fire, everyone wants to shoot you in the back of the head. That makes it real fun. But honestly, campaign is the way to make the supply points. Swarms is fun. Swarm is fun. I keep calling it swarms. I don't know why. Swarm is fun. It gets boring after a while, running around doing the same thing. I like playing as a ridden more than I like playing as cleaners, but whatever, everybody has their own thing. Like I already said though, campaign is the way you get supply points. Supply points is how you win the game. You gotta buy cards. You need cards to win the game. But, tips and tricks. Let's do it. We're gonna do 5. We're gonna do 5 tips real quick. Just real quick, like. Starting with number 1. Here we go. So I'd have to say the most important thing, I guess, about campaign is that you run with a good group. You can run with bots, but they really don't do any justice to you whatsoever. They definitely shoot out a lot of stuff. They kill a lot of zombies, ridden, I guess you should call them. But they don't do objectives for you. They just don't do anything for you. They're dumb. If you go down, they'll stand around and look at you. They're just stupid. But you also can't, don't go find yourself playing with a bunch of dummies that don't know how to play any better than bots. Go find yourself a good team. Even if you get to search around a little bit, it's worth it. Because if you got somebody at the end of Act 1 that leaves, you got to get someone new. They're going to come in with a fresh gun. They're not going to have upgrades. They're just not going to have what they need to have. They're not going to have a full set of cards. You got to have a good team to run through each act. That's like the most important thing that you can do. Find a good team to run with. Even if it's one other person. I ran all the way through the other game with my buddy Killa. I mean, one other person is enough, but just doing it alone isn't really the way to do it. The bots aren't smart enough. And if you find idiotic people to run with that screw you at the end of the act, that's just going to cause problems too and piss you off even more in the end. So find a good group. Trust me. So in building a custom deck, we're going to talk about campaign decks, creating deck. I don't have all the cards yet, but you're going to start with the first card that you get, and then the rest come slowly, randomly, but kind of in order, I guess you could say. So you really have to know how you want to play before you go and make your deck. I would say to start out, if you're starting fresh, you've never played before, do what you can. Definitely, there's one in here, hold on. There's one in here, that one, Copper Scavenger. Make sure you put that one at your top every single time, because it shows you copper everywhere throughout the map. And you need that to upgrade your gear going through the campaign. So I recommend putting Copper Scavenger as the first one. But the rest is kind of up to you how you want to work your gameplay. Usually I'll put like plus all the stamina and heals at the beginning. Like I would add this. Oh, hold on. Forgot my own rule. Like I would do that. And then I would do probably this. Get all my staminas. Probably don't need that right off. Don't need that right off. Start adding ammo. I don't really like this one because you don't regenerate quick enough. This one's nice. Movement speed when you get whacked. You just want to add. It's going to get increasingly harder as you go, so you want to add better and better as you go. But you do only have 15. So you kind of got to be careful what you're doing. Do that one. I hate losing ammo capacity, but whatever. This melee kills is really nice if you can find a melee weapon for your secondary, because you could just kill them all day with melees. You can find purple axe, you're down. I mean, unless it's like a big boy coming, you gotta have somebody shooting at him, but you can still kill them with a melee weapon. But I usually throw that in, but I don't grab a melee weapon usually. It works efficiently if you have other people, but if you're alone, it's probably not the best way. Take one less damage, throw some trauma in there, just a test one anyways. I don't usually add these, because I'll get them eventually. I'll buy them through the boxes in the safe houses. It's a nice one if you want to use shotgun. And I guess you'll... Oh, I should have put that one at the beginning. You could shoot while sprinting, but whatever. You'll want to mix and match and stuff, and it sucks because you can only remove one. So you'll probably build 100 of these before you get the right one. Oh, no, you can move. Yeah, and then you just add down to the bottom, but you can't mix and match, which really sucks. I wish you could do that. So player cards can be found throughout the map as you're running. They can be found. Commons are free, and then there's other ones that you can buy throughout the map for up to 600 copper. Some of them are like 100 copper, some are 250. They're all over the place, but the best way to get them is what you get your supply points. Come over to your supply lines, and you can buy them. Depending on what you want to be, I recommend looking at all of them before you go through and buy one, because you'll buy this whole run and then you'll come up here and realize that you really wanted this one, 7.5 bullet damage or something stupid, you know what I mean? So look at all of them, decide how you want to play, and then go through and buy them. But you can also find a lot of them throughout the game as you're running around, so pay attention to everything. You'll notice that a lot of offices, anywhere that looks like it has a lot of paperwork, like something like this, I mean, I guess if it had paperwork on the shelves, I would recommend checking it all out, because you'll find little squares. I'll show you guys in a little clip here in a minute, but little square boxes that you can buy those cards from. Actually, they look exactly like this. So we just briefly talked about supply lines a little bit. Like I said, I would definitely go through, make sure you read each one. But supply lines are going to be the way to beat the game, to beat the campaign. It's really the only way to get the good cards that you need. I get that you need the supply points, so you have to play campaign to get the supply points. You can play swarms, but campaign with a good group, you can just fly through acts. You get way more supply points. I mean, I just spent 2k supply points and bought a ton of these. So it's really not hard to run campaign to get supply points. But come to these supply lines, read them all, decide which ones you want to move forward. Unless you have a bunch of supply points to spend, and then you could just burn them. It doesn't really matter, but this is how you're gonna win the game. I mean, it's kind of nice. What is this one? Yeah, that doesn't really help me, but it's nice at the same point, you know, pay attention. It's also the supply lines are the only way to get skins for yourself or for guns. So personally, when you're setting up a loadout in the safe room, you'll see the little red box. I'll show you a little clip here in a second. You'll come across all kinds of different guns. There's only going to be 2 guns in there. It could be any of these, you know, for a secondary. It could be any of these for primaries. You know what I mean? It literally could be, well, any of these. So as you go, pay attention. You know, there's a couple that I would stick out for. The M4 is really nice to start with. The SCAR's nice, kind of low on rounds, 20 to mag. The best gun I personally think is the AA-12 or the M2. The RPK is alright, it's not bad, but when it comes to attachments, like I said, I'll show you in the thing here in the clip in a second, but there's going to be a bunch of attachments that either already come on the guns, or you can add them in those crates in the safe rooms, or you can find them in different places throughout the map too. It really all depends on your preference. I'm not going to tell you anything's better than anything else. Just read them. You know what I mean? It's pretty simple. Read what you want. We talked about main guns. I definitely think the AA-12 is the best. Show you guys just real quick all of these. For secondaries, the Glock Auto. Where is it? There it is. The Glock Auto's pretty sweet. That shoots pretty quick, but it dumps mags pretty quick. I think the Tech 9 is the one I'd always go with, just because it doesn't kick. Do you see that? There's like no kick to it whatsoever versus the Glock. Kicks like a mule. It's crazy, right? I don't use the revolvers. The 1911 I use a lot, just because I personally like the 1911. And where is it? The Deagle. Deagle's probably the best. This thing's baller. Almost no lift whatsoever. Isn't it crazy? Biggest Cal handgun has like no lift. But it does only have 7 rounds. Pretty simple here. You'll see these in the crates too. You can buy grenades, Molotovs, bandages, all that. It's pretty simple. If you don't know what a frag grenade, Molotov, or bandages, you probably shouldn't be playing this game. But grenades are nice. They're instant impact. They blow up. They do a lot of damage. But the pipe bombs are better if you're going to run into a horde. they blip, like they beep, so the ridden will be attracted to it. Unless they're the big ones, only the little guys are attracted to them. But I would recommend throwing frag grenades in if you know you're going to be against like tall boys and stuff, or pipe bombs if you're just going to be against a lot of horde ridden. But this is my baby right here, man. I love this thing. This axe is how you win the game. I love this axe. Already out of stamina. Look at that. I have no stamina out here. But the axe is really nice. The machete swings quick, but the axe is definitely the best melee weapon. If you could have that plus the cards that we have already talked about, touched on real quick. There was one you get like 2 health per axe killer per melee kill. That's pretty fucking sweet. That's like the best you can do. Every time you kill somebody, you get health. I think that's pretty much all I can tell you about that. We'll have to clip to the video real quick so you can see, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the little red box in the safe room. But that's pretty much it.